Why are college students not taking full advantage of FAFSA? An investigation on how to improve the FAFSA system. FAFSA stands for the Free Application for Federal Student Aid, which was originally designed in the 1990s under the Higher Education Opportunity Act to help stimulate college attendance. However, in the decades that FAFSA has been available to students, we have frequently seen dips in application rates, especially in recent years since COVID. Why do you care about this? Whether a person in a college community or not, it's likely you have a job, and that job is likely taxed. And a portion of that tax money goes into the system designed to help students, but it's obviously not doing it effectively. Wouldn't you want to make this system the best it could be, not only for the benefit of the students, but for the best use of your tax dollars? Let's first take a look at how people know how to apply with FAFSA. Up until recently, students would obtain a FAFSA form, usually from an online source. This application consisted of approximately 108 questions. This information would be filled out for both students and their guardians of the household they lived in. The questions on the form were designed so that the information could be verified through the FAFSA organization to determine the amount of aid a student qualified for. They did this by considering the amount of tuition and the estimated finance a student could put towards their own education, and the difference of which is the amount of aid that a student qualifies for. This process was lengthy, difficult, and often considered too confusing, leading to a drop in application rates and the idea that funding wasn't being used effectively. In 2020, we had politicians recognize this and make changes to the system, though this in no way means they perfected it. FAFSA reform rolled out implementation in the 2024-2025 academic year, which now the application only consists of 32 questions for applicants and guardians. And the verification process is so to be shortened by more directly working with the Internal Revenue System, or the IRS, which will ensure less time and resources being used for the verification process, both on institutions and FAFSA organization ends. Some of the implications, though, from the FAFSA simplification process do end up hurting some households, mostly sibling households. Through simplification, it was determined that FAFSA should be more evenly spread among a wider diversity of households. This change was designed to target single children homes, or homes with only one child applying to college, which equates to approximately 2/3 of all college attendees. Obviously, there's a reason to prioritize these students as they make a majority of attendance. However, it should not be at the expense of others. For example, siblings applying for college or students who are applying to college living in the same household will have to divide resources based on the aid their household qualifies for. In some cases, this means less aid will be available for some than previous semesters, and this could be the make or break for some lower income individuals. However, these changes don't tackle all issues with FAFSA to begin with, as one survey from the First Look reported that the following reasons students did not complete FAFSA were 60% thought they were ineligible for the program, 22% thought they didn't have enough information to apply, 18.9% thought the forms were too much work. So with this information, you would think there'd be more resources diverted for FAFSA application so the students better understand and feel more confident to apply, especially in lower income neighborhoods where it's needed most. Not to mention, these problems are increasingly prevalent in first generation college students, which are students that don't have family members that have previously attended college. So they already have a disadvantage in the inner workings of college and FAFSA program itself, which the system is meant to reach out these kinds of students. So if students are not aware of this application, and those that are aware of the application don't have enough knowledge to feel confident in applying in the system, not to mention dates vary from state to state, further complicating the process, how do we expect students to navigate this tribulation? implications, entering college in today's economy is difficult. The mountains of debt collecting from education and the return on investment shifting for many degrees, not to mention the potential job shifts and changes from AI implementation. The future is uncertain and concerning for young people of the world. If we don't further advocate for the FAFSA system and amplification of its reach, much of the funding in the system isn't going to be used as effectively as it could be, which I would say is unfair to both the taxpayer and the students applying with it. We know from research and reason that the more aid that there is available, the more college tuition will increase. But maybe if we diversify FAFSA enough, we could supplement college attendance at a rate to where we might be able to affect the running cost of campuses. Keep in mind tuition often does not cover the full running cost of an average campus. These changes to FAFSA could allow more money into the college systems to help support these students in their endeavors, whatever it may be. Please note that I'm not advocating we increase overall aid to the FAFSA organization or individuals. But we should ensure that students have a knowledge of the FAFSA aid program and the opportunities they may qualify for. We should also ensure that the system is simple enough for young adults to understand, keeping in mind that most students entering college still do not have fully developed brains. We should ensure that they understand the financial implications of the college loans and or grants that they may be entitled to, and the difference between them. Students have a lot of pressure, both in academics and in application of those academics. The world is in no way perfect, and Gen Z, Generation Alpha, and soon to be Generation Omega will have the problems of yesterday to deal with tomorrow. I'm not saying that higher education is the only way to be successful, certainly not the only way to change the world, but we do get critical thinking, debate, and research skills that we need to progress as a society from higher education. If we seek to have a bright and prosperous future, we should seek to further our access to education and knowledge for the sake of advancement. We have some serious issues, both nationally and internationally. If we fix education and information distribution, we can improve the inner workings of our society. And maybe this can lead to us starting to fix more of these problems together. Maybe students would get more involved with the opportunities they have for higher education and start to understand how capable they could be. Giving these young people a sense of purpose and meaning could seriously change the course of our future for the better, and could be the very footsteps to fixing greater issues. This nation was born on the principles that anyone can come from anywhere and be anything. This is in part because we have programs like FAFSA to help achieve these goals. If we already have the system in place, we already have approximately 20 million students applying each year. We should seek to set these students up for success and achievement for the sake of our collective future. The better our education is, the swifter our nation and world can change for the better. Think of a future with a nation united. We can rise to be the beacon of hope for the world that we once were. And we can be even better than we ever were. We could have the most diverse and well-trained individuals of all backgrounds and social classes. I believe having more perspectives like this could help better our society for all. Being able to see different issues from different communities could be a vast advantage. I see a bright future with FAFSA reform, and it all starts with changing the perspective of what students know now. If we educate the students now of the changes and evolution of FAFSA, the students and faculty working with the organization can help advocate to improve it. This would better set up the undergraduates coming in. And if we can choose this path, I have faith in the intelligent and compassionate individuals of my generation and the next to help each other use the education of the evolution of FAFSA and the knowledge of yesterday. I have faith in the intelligent and compassionate individuals of my generation and the next to help each other to use the knowledge of yesterday to build a beautiful tomorrow.